In 2025, one of the biggest financial debates shaking the global economy revolves around the U.S. dollar and the ever-growing threat of inflation. People are asking, can the world's most powerful economy survive this economic storm? Or are we headed toward a deeper crisis? Let's break it down, step by step. The U.S. dollar has been the backbone of global trade for decades. Countries rely on it for oil, imports, exports, and even for their central bank reserves. But in 2025, cracks are beginning to show. Inflation has hit American households harder than expected. Prices of groceries, housing, and fuel continue to rise, while average wages are struggling to keep pace. This creates a dangerous situation where the dollar's strength is being tested like never before. So, what's causing this battle between the dollar and inflation? First, supply chain issues remain unresolved from the previous years. Even though the pandemic is behind us, disruptions in global shipping, energy costs, and labor shortages continue to push prices higher. Second, government spending has skyrocketed. Programs meant to stimulate the economy have added trillions of dollars to the national debt. The more money the government prints and circulates, the weaker the dollar becomes. Finally, geopolitical tensions from conflicts in Europe to trade wars in Asia add pressure on the global market, which further shakes confidence in the dollar. Now, let's look at the real impact on ordinary people. A family that used to spend $200 a week on groceries in 2020 now finds itself spending nearly $350 in 2025 for the same basket of goods. Rent in major cities has nearly doubled, while mortgage rates have climbed to levels not seen in decades. Gas prices fluctuate wildly, making commuting or transportation for businesses unpredictable. And while Wall Street may celebrate record highs in the stock market, Main Street is hurting more than ever. The Federal Reserve is at the center of this crisis. Their job is to balance inflation and keep the dollar strong. Over the past 2 years, the Fed has raised interest rates multiple times to slow down inflation. But here's the catch: higher interest rates also make borrowing expensive. That means fewer people can afford to buy homes, fewer businesses can afford loans, and fewer investors are willing to take risks. This slows economic growth and can even push the economy toward a recession. But the real question remains, can the U.S. economy survive this tug-of-war between the dollar and inflation? Some experts believe yes. They argue that the dollar, despite its weaknesses, is still the safest global currency. Countries continue to hold U.S. dollars as reserves because alternatives like the Chinese yuan or cryptocurrencies are not stable enough to replace it. Others point out that America's innovation, technology sector, and global influence give it a unique advantage to bounce back stronger. On the other hand, critics warn that ignoring inflation could be catastrophic. If wages do not rise along with prices, purchasing power will collapse. That means families won't be able to afford basic needs, leading to social unrest and political instability. Some even warn of a dollar collapse, where foreign investors lose confidence and dump U.S. assets, causing the currency to crash in value. So what should investors and ordinary people do in this uncertain environment? The key is diversification. Financial advisors suggest not relying entirely on the dollar or traditional savings. Many are turning to gold, silver, real estate, and even digital assets like Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. Businesses are also shifting their strategies, focusing on cost efficiency, automation, and global markets to survive rising expenses. The year 2025 will be a defining chapter in U.S. economic history. If the Federal Reserve can carefully manage inflation without crushing growth, the dollar may come out even stronger. But if mistakes are made either by tightening too much or by ignoring the rising cost of living, the consequences could last for decades. For viewers, the lesson is clear: stay informed, stay flexible, and don't put all your trust in one system. The battle between the dollar and inflation is not just a headline, it's a reality that affects your wallet, your savings, and your future. So, will the economy survive? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, 2025 is not the year to sit back and hope for the best. It's the year to prepare, adapt, and make smart financial choices.